If you're watching this video, you are more than likely a fan of Kobold Press. Either you are waiting for Tales of the Valiant to release, or you like their old 5th edition content, or maybe a bit of both. Well, today I'm not going to talk about Kobold Press's new Kickstarter, because I can barely keep up with what they already have. Hi there fellow roleplayers and game masters, my name is Mr. Tarask and this is still your go-to YouTube channel for anything Kobold Press and anything third-party 5th edition. And today I want to talk about some books by Kobold Press because I have a pile of books right here by Kobold Press that I didn't really yet review on my channel. A few of these I already talked about here and there, but I didn't really review these books. And the reason I want to get this video out before I do the actual full reviews of these books is because I saw Kobold Press is doing another Kickstarter for the follow-up to Cities and Towns campaign builder, the follow-up to Cities and Towns called Castles and Crowns, which rhymes with Cities and Towns. They're doing a Kickstarter for that, bringing yet another book to your 5th edition collection, which is an awesome campaign builder, by the way, probably because this campaign builder is really good. I did a video on this comparing it with kind of like a comparable book by Nord Games. Yeah, so they're doing a Kickstarter and I was like, yeah, but why? How am I going to keep up with this? Because there's just way too much. So I kind of want to talk about these books that I have right here, give you some thoughts of why I haven't yet reviewed it, or who is it for, or some stuff that I like. So you can make a decision yourself if you want to buy it or if you want to wait for my review. If you want to see the reviews, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and tell me in the comments below which review you want to see first. There is one book that I won't be doing a video on anytime soon because I already did a video on this. Although it was the bigger version, the big fat book version and the PDF, I now was sent the pocket edition of the Tome of Beasts 3, which is exactly the same book, just smaller in size and more handy to take to your games. Now, it is an awesome book. I still love it. It has a lot of very cool void creatures, which is something I absolutely love. And if you want to complete your collection of monsters, 5th edition monsters to pit against your players, especially if they are players who use characters from the Kobold Press books, not vanilla D&D players' characters, because they will get murdered by anything in here. Kobold Press characters, these monsters in here, most of them are absolutely stellar, but I won't be really doing a video on this anytime soon. And then there is the newest monster book by Kobold Press, which is the Tome of Beasts 1. Yes, Kobold Press, as we know, re-released the Tome of Beasts in a new format with a new cover and all of that stuff. And I have the small one, and I, of course, was sent. By the way, I get sent all of this stuff for free by Kobold Press, so thank you very much, Kobold Press. I have the big one, I have the small one, and I have already done a video on this with like some first impressions and some monsters that I really like. But I have been flipping through this lately because it was lying on my nightstand next to my bed, and I've been flipping through it in the evening, and I've been finding some new monsters and some old monsters actually from the Tome of Beasts that just caught my eye now instead of like many years ago. So I'm absolutely 100% planning on doing another Tome of Beasts video, just finding some great monsters with some great lore to use in your game and some great opportunities for encounters, some great opportunities for social encounters and all of that stuff from the remade original Tome of Beasts 1 into now the Tome of Beasts 1, because the original one was called Tome of Beasts. Now, who is this book for? If you already have the original Tome of Beasts, I do not see a use of buying this one. Spending $30 for the pocket edition while you already have the Tome of Beasts 1, I don't think it is necessarily worth it. I think this is a perfect re-edition for those people who got into Kobold Press later and just got a few of the monster books or no monster books by Kobold Press and just want to step in now. For them, this is the perfect opportunity because it is a lot of the old stuff, then a lot of the old stuff reimagined, and then a lot of new stuff. Talking about another book that is not for everybody, this is Zobeck, the Clockwork City. Now, I say it is not for everybody, so let me elaborate on that one. I personally don't see, for me personally myself, I don't see it having enough value and having enough new stuff about Zobeck, the Clockwork City, going on in order to justify the cost. Now, that comes from a person who has the Midgard Handbook, which already has a lot of stuff about Zobeck, the Clockwork City, who has all the Warlock Grimoires, which already has a lot of stuff that expands on Zobeck, the Clockwork City. I also have a bunch of adventures in different books that take place in and around Zobeck, the Clockwork City. So I personally, because I've been a fan of Kobold Press for a while, I know a lot about Zobeck, the Clockwork City, and the stuff that I don't know, I kind of fill in for myself. But that is just the way I play and I run my games, right? Now, that said, Zobeck, the Clockwork City, this book does a really good job of putting all of that stuff together in one book. So if you're the kind of person who wants to play an urban campaign in Midgard or wants to kind of introduce their players to the Midgard campaign setting using the best fleshed out city in the entire campaign setting, maybe outside of the City of Cats, which probably comes in a close second place, this book is really cool. Not only does it have a really good lore and story and places to go and story hooks and adventure hooks and all that jazz, because that's what we expect. It also has a really cool list of NPCs, which are almost all statted out. Yes, the NPCs are statted out. Some of them are extremely funny and interesting. And it also has, if I'm not mistaken, I have to peek really quickly, 14 adventures ranging from 1st level to 11th level, perfect as a standalone quests or played in sequence as a full campaign. So you can start playing these adventures in Zobeck, and then when your group is kind of ready or done with the urban stuff, you can just move out of Zobeck and go into, like, I don't know, the old Margrave, or you can go down to the Red Tower where the Scarlet Citadel is and all that stuff, because that's all in the vicinity of Zobeck, which also has, again, these books also have information about Zobeck. But if you are newer to the Midgard campaign setting, or you're just looking for a really good fleshed out city to place anywhere in any 5th edition campaign, Zobeck the Clockwork City is really good for that. Okay, I fully admit it. I haven't really looked at this yet, meaning that I roughly know what it is, and it has a very cool bit of art on the cover. It is Wastes of Chaos, and this, by the way, is Tales from the Wastes, which is a collection of 15 single session adventures, so one shots suitable for levels 1 to 20, which you can play separately or in sequence. They always have like an overarching theme going on. That's what Kobold Press does very well, right? They have like a bunch of one shots or short form adventures that you can play separately, all have a beginning, a middle, and an end, but it also has an overarching thing going on, meaning that if you play fully, there's this one big thing that happens. Maybe you get like a magic item or something like that. So Wastes of Chaos, the easiest way for me to say what this is it is a campaign setting to place in your campaign setting. So it is basically rules on how to create wastes. So a wasteland, a dangerous, wicked wasteland in your campaign setting, full of dangerous creatures and magic and dungeons and ruins and all of that stuff, and how to build that, and like even like finding the reason why it exists and the backgrounds and some of the magic that it has. And it comes with, I'm just gonna read from the back really quickly. So details on chaos magic, corrupt locals, there's new playable races and sub-races, 8 subclasses, factions, followers, 40 new creatures, including the Eldritch Horror and the Chaos Drake, and full color maps, spells, magic items, and more. So it is a campaign setting, like it's something like the old Margrave, right? But the old Margrave, the difference with the old Margrave is the old Margrave is already like set in stone. This is the old Margrave, and you can place it in your campaign. Here it is, fully fleshed out. Place it in your campaign. This is more of a toolbox, but not fully a toolbox. It is already partly put together. It's like buying a freaking table at IKEA and already having it 50% put together for you, and you just have to do like the rest to make it suit your living room. But it is a book that I fully plan to take to my bed and or the toilet to read, flip through, see what it is, see if I find it really cool or whatever, and do a full review on this channel. So if you want to see that, subscribe to the channel. So yeah, those are the books by Kobold Press that I have in my possession, but I haven't really talked about on my channel just yet. Now, don't worry, I am fully planning on doing this in September. Most of these books will probably have their own separate video by the end of September, meaning that if you subscribe to the channel, you'll be the first one to know about that. And until next video, bye-bye.